Hey, now it's a tramp stamp.
Ah! All carry-on items should now be stowed securely, either in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you.
Beau here, and welcome to my channel. On this channel, we talk about travel, talk about travel hacks, talk about lifestyle, talk about life hacks. Welcome. And today I'm going to be telling you about a trip that I took to the secret white sandbar in Tanhai City. I hope that you enjoy. So right off the bat, it's going to start like any other story I've told probably so far. You're going to need a motorbike, and if you don't have a motorbike, you can always ride the bus from Dumaguete to Tanhai City and then jump in a trike. But to me, it's just easier to take your own motorbike. Plus, you can stop whenever you want. You can stop, take pictures. I just love riding a motorbike. If you cannot tell, that's what I truly like doing, is just riding around my motorbike. So you're going to get on your motorbike. Like always, I always stop at a food stall on the way to get my belly full. But once you get that done, you're going to jump back on the road, and you're heading north from Dumaguete to Tanhai City. It's about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. So you're going to be driving. You're going to see lots and lots of fields of sugarcane. While we were driving through, they're actually harvesting it, and there's actually a sugarcane processing plant for white sugar on the way there. I don't know if they do tours. I wanted to kind of stop and check it out, but I just don't have the nerve to like walk up to the gate with the security guard with a gun and be like, hey, do you guys do tours? That's just not me. You will also see lots and lots of rice fields as well, and those are the two main commodities in that area. So once we actually got to Tanhai City though, I was not using Google Maps. Like, I just knew that if I followed the national highway up the coast, that I would run in Tanhai City. So we got to Tanhai City. I'm driving through town. This guy pulls up next to us and he's speaking beside to Dave. Dave's on my bike. And I'm like, but like, what's he saying? And she's like, well, he's asking if we're going to Sandbar. I'm like, I guess tell him we're going to Sandbar. So she says we're going to Sandbar. And he says, oh, it's this way. So we follow this guy for like 20 minutes, and in my head it's playing out. I'm like, okay, there's 3 of us. He can't kill us all. But I'm like, should we really be following this guy? Well, luckily, one of his buddies actually had a boat, and he actually took us to the spot we're supposed to get on the boats to go out to the Sandbar. So we got lucky on that fact. And his buddy, I believe his buddy started out at 4,000 pesos. I got him down to 2,000 pesos. That's for a private boat though, for the whole day, which is about $40 US. Yes, it is a bit steep for 3 people, but it was later on in the day, which was our big issue. I think there is actually a boat that goes out there that tourists can just jump on, and you can kind of communal share a boat. Or even better, if you're staying in a hostel in Dumaguete City, you're staying in a hostel in the area, grab 5-10 friends and go rent your private boat just like we did. 3 people, it's a little steep, but you know, we didn't really have a choice, and I'd already driven there, so I was not going to turn around without going out to the white sandbar. So as soon as we get out to the white sandbar, there's one thing I got to tell you. If you go there, make sure that you go there early enough. We only had about an hour and a half, 2 hours on the sandbar because the tide was coming in. And I believe that's also the reason why the boats don't come out nearly as late in the evening for the communal boats, is because the tide was coming in. And one thing about Filipino tides, whenever they come in, or Philippines tides, I don't know why I said Filipino tides, Philippines tides, whenever they come in, they really, really come in. In Camotes, I actually lost an iPhone 8 because of the tide. Whenever they come in like that. So always keep that in mind, especially if you're leaving stuff on the beach.
Baby, cuando te vi con tu falda, no exagero, me quería morir. Yo sé que estoy loco por ti. Está más buena que café de Juan Valdez. Es mi y ahora es el donde tú la ves. quieres. Yo ya sé que contigo esta mujer con tu abrigo a lo agresivo, a lo agresivo. Ese parece que lo encuentras.
Once you get done on the sandbar, you're going to jump back on your boat and you're going to go to a place that's about 5 to 10 minutes away, boat ride. And I just called it the place with the house on stilts. Remember, whenever we went there, the tide was in, so that it was kind of higher tides, but you could easily walk around, you could swim there. There was actually people having picnics and stuff. We actually did not bring any food, but there was something super cool there I was not expecting, because there were tourists there, but there weren't the amount of tourists I was expecting. But there was a sorry store. They are basically convenience stores that they're mom and pop convenience stores that somebody went to the supermarket and bought, like Cokes and snacks and stuff like that. They even have phone load. You can actually buy load for your phone, which if you don't know what load for your phone is, it's basically you can buy data plans for your phone at these places. And he had rum there, he had coconuts, he had chips, he had Coke, he had all these snacks. We actually did not buy anything from him because we actually did bring some snacks out there. We just didn't bring like a picnic like some people did. But yeah, for the rest of this, so I'm going to go ahead and kick it on over to Catherine.
We're swimming in the mountains of the Philippines. It is gorgeous out here. I don't know if you can hear me, but look at the mountains. It is seriously stunning. The water's a bit choppy, but that's okay. We're having a wonderful time. Beau's over there, and Dave got tired of splashing me, so we're here!
One more thing to touch on there is you actually can stay out there. That's what our guide was saying. And I cannot remember if he said it was $50 per night or $100 per night. It did not look like to me, though, there was any electricity out there, which if you're staying on the ocean or if you're staying on the beach, not a big deal because there's always a sea breeze that keeps you cool. So I actually kind of wanted to stay out there, but whenever I realized how much it was going to cost, I said, no, that's not going to happen. We kind of wanted to get back the next day at a decent time. So you'll jump back on your boat, you'll go back to your bike. You basically have two options from there. If it's early on in the day, you can kind of go off on a detour in the mountains and kind of do the thing that we did for the boardwalk. You can even swing back by the boardwalk. You can just drive around in the mountains. There's multiple options right in that area that you can do. Or if it's later in the evening, you can stay the night there. I looked on Agoda and there were some places from $20 to $40 per night. I did not see any hostels in the area. I'm sure there has to be hostels or shared room accommodations in that area. I just did not see them. Or number three, this is the option that we ended up doing. We're planning on staying the night, but we actually had about an hour and a half previous to it getting dark, and we decided, you know what, we can make it back to our apartments by then. We actually just drove on back. And Dumaguete City, like I said, is about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how fast you drive, and it depends on if you stop. There is a Jollibee there, though. So once we actually got done at the Sandbar, you know you're covered in sand, you're covered in salt water, you just feel nasty. I always carry wet wipes with me in my bag. We actually went to Jollibee, cleaned up just a bit in the bathroom. I know you're probably not supposed to do that. Ate supper, and then jumped on our bikes and rode home and made it home right before dark. So yeah, that was our trip to the secret sandbar in Tanhai City. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. It means more than you know. And just like always, Beau out.
It's Dominic the donkey. Clickety clack, we stop. It's Dominic the donkey.